So he applied there, and he actually got in, and he said, "Dude, like if you want more rating, like these guys are good. They're clearing Alduar. They're like almost at Yogg and stuff. And apply and just put me as a reference. I'll try to get you in." So I applied, and I got in. The guild was called Birthright, and that's when I started doing the. That's not when I started doing the. No, that I remember because I was like that. I was gonna say that's when I started doing the tutorial videos for the channel, but that's actually not because I started doing them next Ramus with the other guilds. So. What's it called? But I do remember that Alduar. Anything after Alduar, I was in. Well, basically anything after the first 4 bosses in Alduar was with the new guild. So I remember, so like, and especially like once I got to Trial Crusader and stuff like that, that was definitely Alduar. Or sorry, that was the new guild Birthright. And so I got into there, and I wasn't good. I was usually the scapegoat for, and rightfully so. I sucked. I was a scapegoat for dying a lot and not being as good, because there's another warrior in the guild who just pissed me off because he was so much better than me, and he just was very arrogant about it, and I just hated it. And I just always wanted to emulate him in terms of DPS, but I just never could. But anyway. So I got into that guild, we raided a lot, and that was my entire summer, basically, like raiding every day. That's what I ended up just living for. Like I would get on just to raid, and I liked it. I don't know, I didn't mind it. What quest is this? 1, 2, 3? This is 3. What's 3? Okay. So I ended up just not, like, after Trial of the Crusader, we started. I don't think we did Grand Crusade. I think we might have did a couple bosses in Grand. No, I don't think we did. I don't know, but we didn't do that many bosses. Or fuck, what am I trying to say? Okay, I don't know if we did anything on Grand Crusader, but we did. I know we cleared Trial of the Crusader very easily, and then Alduar we finally got Yogg, which after it took forever. Like thinking about it now, that's one of my fondest memories. Swiping on Yogg so many times. Just because everyone kept fucking up on that first phase, like blowing up the ads on us, so we died. But yeah, that's one that's a good memory. But I ended up quitting before Icecrown Citadel came out. I don't remember what was happening with the raiding guild at that point, but I ended up quitting. I made a video about it. I made this whole shebang, and I honestly thought I was gonna be done because I was like, this game doesn't interest me that much anymore. So. I was off of WoW for, I don't know, from before Icecrown came out till about, like about December, so maybe a couple months after Cataclysm came out. So I think it was well over a year, like a year and a half. I ended up coming back when Cataclysm came out. I made the video about it, all that stuff, and came back, and I wanted to raid, but I don't remember what was happening. I either couldn't or I wasn't finding a guild. Or something like that, but Cataclysm was boring. I didn't PvP that much. I tried to mention this part of it because I PvP'd all through Burning Crusade, but I didn't PvP that much in Lich King. It was mainly arenas, which I ended up, like, I honestly have this fear of arenas now since Lich King because it was always so stressful. Like, I always was stressed out and worried that I was sucking, and just, it was too much stress, so I can't do arenas. I just can't. It's weird, but and then Cataclysm came out. I think I wanted a PvP, but I just didn't like it. And I haven't PvP'd. Like I think I did. The most PvP I did was for the legendary quest, where you have to go to those 2 new ones, the mines and the one with the orbs. But anyway, so Cataclysm came out, and I remember I was looking for a guild. And when Cataclysm came out, I finally had a job, and I was able to take, because I was still playing on my brother's account all throughout Lich King. And so that caused problems, especially when he was playing and I had to raid. I was like, I can't come to raid today because my brother's playing, so sorry. And they were like, okay, cool, you suck anyway, doesn't matter. So that wasn't fun because it always sucked when I would literally just be waiting all day for 8 o'clock or whatever to come by, and I ended up, my brother logs on at 7:30, and I'm like, oh, you're playing. Okay. But yeah, and then. That's actually quest. Oh, it's not a quest. Wait, what? Okay. But then, so Cataclysm, I had money. I was able to, first of all, make it my own account, pay for my own subscription, and transfer my character over to my account. The only downside of that is that I had to actually make the account I'm playing on right now, it's Cataclysm. I had to make that account in my brother's name, or else I was just paranoid that they weren't going to let the transaction go through. And because apparently you have to have like the same name or something, but I think they only check the last names. I don't know, but anyway, that's the only downside. But I started playing on my own account. Finally, I started with my brother. We made some druids for recruit a friend. I only got to level 68. I thought it like we didn't play that much for the recruit a friend, but I thought it lasted a lot longer than it did. And yeah, and we actually had rock paper scissors for who got the rocket mount, and luckily I won that, so that was cool. I think the druids are 68 right now. I've been for a while. There were worgans too, but they were on a different server. But I've since transferred my worgan over to this server, and I'm gonna get them to level 90 so I can get the double agent achievement, and then I'm gonna do transfer them over to Horde if I stop moving the freaking mic. Sorry, just my setup's weird. I have to have like, in order for my mic to hear me, because it's very sensitive to sound when on this setting, I have to have my Half-Life 2 Collector's Edition box, which is long, so that extends the mic to me, but then on the back side of it, because that mic is heavy, so I have to put it at the front of the Half-Life 2 box, but behind the mic I have my World of Warcraft box, the heaviest one with all my time cards, all my 30-day trials for Diablo and all that other crap. That's all in there, and then I have my Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring disc, or I mean box on top of that, so it just counterbalances so it doesn't fall. Anyway, in Cataclysm, when I transferred, I moved on to a server with all my friends. This is the first time I was playing with friends, and I loved it. It was so much fun. WoW is so much more fun when you play with friends, especially ones you know in real life. So that was a lot of fun, and it was like I think it might have been even a month. Like it wasn't that long before Firelands came out that I found a guild, or maybe. I don't know if I found it, but one of my friends or me found a guild, and it was called Olympians, and that was where all I didn't do any kind of walkthroughs, never mind, but I think I did Shannox actually, but that's when I started raiding, and that was, for the first time since Lich King, that's what ended up being my, like, another great memory, because I raided with, like, most of my friends. I experienced content when it was relevant, and I loved the people I was in guild with for the most part. And it's actually funny because there was my friends that I liked Shaman, and the raid leader, and everyone else was like either a random person on the realm who was okay or just horrible, or they were the Frenchies from the guild. And the Frenchies in Olympians were not only horrible, but they were very, very annoying, and they were always they always got like I guess the short end of the stick when it came to my friends and I, always making fun of them, always just basically causing stuff. And I remember like while we were raiding, we'd all be on Skype, and sometimes Sean would come in, and the raid leader, he would come in and talk with us and stuff. And the entire time we were shitting around on Skype while everyone was being super serious, and we would just like call out the Frenchies on Skype, and it was just so much fun. And I remember that this caused a lot of problems eventually, because one of the guys, he got super butthurt super easy, so he couldn't take a joke. So like basically what ended up happening was we ended up getting kicked out of the guild, but then re-invited, but there was still some hard feelings. And then after a while, I think we like permanently got kicked out, and then the raid leader stopped playing. And this was like, I think this was after we got Altraxian and Dragon Soul, and then we kept wiping because everyone in the guild sucked. So I wanted to actually do something, so I just tried to try to get into a new raiding guild. But by that time I was very burnt out on WoW, and I was going to take another hiatus from it. And so I don't even know if I need that. But yeah, but I know that in that guild, that's when I took on like the most responsibility ever in a guild. I was basically an officer, especially a recruitment officer. I was a guy who was recruiting everyone. Like everyone was like, yeah, get us people, like we're recruiting, and no one else recruited but me. And I was the reason that we were consistently raiding, or at least trying to consistently raid. There was a lot of weeks where we didn't have enough people, unfortunately. And for that flexi raid stuff, they're introducing a 5.3 would have been a super big help. But what's it called? How long is this? Okay. But yeah, odds person recruiting, and I don't know, I admire it. I felt nice having that kind of seniority in the guild. I don't know, it was nice. I know I was the person who ran the website. When people had issues, I was like, talk to me or Sean, don't talk to anyone else, because especially not the Frenchies, because they're just dumb and they don't understand English. Well, they do, but very poorly. And yeah, and then after that, I quit WoW for a little bit again. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure I quit right up until like the summer or something before MOP or something. And then I came back, got Miss Pandaria, played it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how the timeline goes. And I got Miss Pandaria, I played it at midnight. I actually pre-ordered it from EB Games. They weren't doing a midnight launch, so I was like, whatever. And so I canceled that pre-order and I just got it online, which I still kind of feel bad about because I actually like getting physical copies of games. And I got the collector's edition, got that Coolin Mountain pet because I thought at least the mount looks sick. So that was cool. And I was I was actually gonna try to go for Realm First 80 or Realm First 90. Obviously that didn't go well at all. I think I was like 87 or something when someone got the first 90, so not even close. But I almost, what did I get? Storm Shield? Storm Shield, Lightning Shield has run away. Oh, some are bitching. Actually, I'm gonna put that on 5. Put this to 6. Okay, but what happened was okay, so in Jade Forest, the quests for the quest line or something, I didn't go to a certain point where I was supposed to go, where I wasn't indicated to go, or like they weren't working or something, but I wasn't able to quest. And so I spent like, I think, an hour and a half just doing nothing. Like sitting in town, looking online and hoping that people were posting about this on the forums, trying to get an explanation and figure this out. And then after about an hour and a half, I was like, well, there's no point in this. Might as well just go level archaeology or something. It gives you experience and, you know, level that way. Maybe I can get out of the zone by that. You know, it's going to take forever, but whatever. So I ended up doing archaeology and started leveling that. Might as well. I am into achievements, as you can see. I have a lot of achievement points. But, so I started doing all that, and I got to, I don't remember what level it was of archaeology. I got really, I think I was maybe 20 off, or maybe like 13, like 10 to 20 off from max level archaeology, and someone had gotten realm first. Once I got like between 10 to 20 to the max level, and I legitimately got so frustrated. I was like, wow, I could have gotten a realm first if instead of for that hour and a half running around, or I mean standing still doing nothing, I was running around doing archaeology. Or even, like, not even an hour and a half. Like, even if I was doing it 30 minutes sooner, I could have gotten that realm first. So to this day, that still irks me that in my feats of strength, right around here, between these two, it could have been realm first archaeology. But whatever. So yeah, that's my WoW story. That's the story of me, of my WoW life, and it took about half an hour to talk about. Cool. So yeah, I mentioned that I'm really big into achievements. I guess I'll talk about that next. I should probably, next time I plan on doing this, I should probably make sure that I have commentary topics set up. Let me just make sure I'm recording still. Perfect. So achievements. Since they were introduced in Lich King, I've been a huge fan of them. Always loved them. Always loved the idea of it, and I've been really into getting them. My first like actual achievement, I think, was Jenkins, which is pretty simple. I was actually, and I love bragging about this even though it's not a big deal, I was the realm first, or one, like either the realm first or like the very close realm second Jenkins group on Killfast when it came out. So no big deal, but just saying, I'm pretty famous. But I was a really big fan of them, and I loved getting them. As of lately, I don't know, I haven't really been that invested into them. I've kind of got really just long ones, or ones I don't really care about left. So I don't know, it's kind of been, especially now since I'm kind of getting, I'm kind of getting like not bored a while, but I'm just like I don't feel like playing all the time. Especially when I do play, I don't feel like doing achievements. So it's weird, but yeah, I don't know. I like achievements and I like mounts. And when this game came out, I was super gung ho about achievements. I love them. And like for example, I guess I can go through. I guess I shouldn't go through on these ones because it's better if I go through on my warrior. Well, depends on what it is. Well, I guess I have them all here anyway, don't I? Let me just double check what I have to do here to cleanse the well. I think I remember this quest. What level am I? Level 8? Wow. I thought leveling was gonna be boring. Like I'm not even that bored. What happens usually is I'll just be listening to music or watching a television show, which actually usually is the best thing to do for me. Just watch a television show while I play. But yeah, I still get bored pretty quickly. But anyway. So general, let's just see if I can find any funny stories from any of these achievements. Travelers, I remember that one cost me a crap ton of money, and if I thought getting 5,000 gold for my epic mount was gonna be rough, like I had no idea because, god damn it, because to get that, it cost 16,000, and once again, I think most of my money came from dailies. I think at that point, I had gotten a little bit familiar with the auction house, and I think what I was selling was like Dark Moon cards for people doing the insane title or something like that. I don't remember. I don't remember what I was selling, but I was doing something to get some decent amount of gold, and it took me forever. But I ended up getting 16k, and I spent all of it. So I was broke at the end of it. I got the Charlotte Tundra Mammoth, which at the time it had its own health bar basically. So I was able to, let's do these ones first. I was able to, like jump off, like I made a video of me getting the mounts, and I could jump off the top of Dalaran to the bottom. I wouldn't take any damage. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun. But they took that out recently. Or I guess not recently, a while ago. But stop doing that. But yeah. What else is there to talk about? That was fun. Armor Brown Bear. It's fun. I don't think there's gonna get much out of here. Higher learning, actually, higher learning was a super cool achievement because of the fact that one, it's all about like timing, and it's like a rare spawn thing, but it's not super difficult. There are all these books spawned in Dalaran. But when I was doing it, my server like actually made a channel for specifically so people who can say, yeah, this book spawned up in Dalaran, go get it. And it was super fun, super easy to get it that way, and that's how I got it. It was, I don't know, I just really like the camaraderie between everyone. Well Read took forever to get. That was an awful achievement. Going down took me a couple tries to get, I think, because I just was really having a hard time getting it. Do I have to kill these? I do. Okay, let's see. Quests. Lore Master took me forever to get. Like, it took a long time for me to get that, primarily because I did my Bloodsail Admirals achievement. So to get to get honored with the Blessed Admirals, which is it's achievement in its own, but it's also part of the insane title. And in doing that, you become hated with all of the goblin places, which is bad because, especially now, like, in order to get Lore Master, you have to do a lot of goblin quests and places you never even thought there were goblins. So like in Badlands, there's like you can't complete Badlands, or it's Badlands, yeah, Badlands you can't complete. Burning Steeps, whatever, you can't complete. It's Eastern Plaguelands you can't, or is it Western? Pretty sure it's Western Plaguelands you can't complete, or maybe it's Eastern, wherever Stratholm is. You can't complete those because there's goblin quests, and it was super annoying. So I ended up having to farm out my goblin rep to at least neutral or something to finally be able to do these. I did it, and it was, oh man. But I know I got because back before they changed it, I think it was before Cataclysm. It was that there was just like 3 achievements basically. Here it was to get Lore Master, like to get Lore Master of Eastern Kingdoms. It was like complete 560 quests in this zone and like 600 or something in Kalimdor. Awful. I'm glad they changed it to this because 1, more achievement points, 2, a lot more organized. But I know I got Eastern Kingdoms Lore Master. and like I had Outlands and Northrend, all that done, and then it wasn't until, was it Cataclysm? When did I get this? Lore Master 5. That wasn't. Is that? No. 7. Yeah, I got that last year, so I think it was for in Cataclysm that I ended up finally getting it. So that's a thing. But once I kill this guy, I'll see what else there is. Oh, I leveled up again. Look at me go. Let's see. Ring of Blood was a lot of fun. Kill that? No, I don't. Anything in particular? Probably not. I do have the from House Heart. I Stabbed Thee is a fond memory of mine because I believe it was my friend Zach. He was on his hunter. He went to Vashir at level 85, and if you don't know, you can just kite that boss. Like, it's so slow that you can kite it and DPS it. So he, on his hunter, went there and started kiting it and fighting it on his own. And I was like, oh shit, I need that achievement. I'll come help you. So I don't know how. My 15 minutes maybe that we spent fighting that whale shark, and we finally killed it. I think we wiped a couple times or something just to finally get it, and then I know that when we did get it, there was at least 1 or 2 other people helping us, and it was really fun. It was a lot of fun. Me and my friend were joking the entire time. Zach's actually the guy who, he's in a couple of my videos. He's in the video where I get my Raven Lord mount. He's the only guy I'm talking to on Skype there, and then he's also in the Pickle Jar video. The one who's not doing Pickle Jar, who's not me. But yeah, that was fun. And then I do have Frostbitten and Bloody Rare, which is actually a lot easier to get than I thought. If you don't know what that is, it's to kill all of the rares and Outlands and then Northrend. It's actually a lot easier to get. If you get NPC scan and if you get the overlay add-on as well, which basically shows you on the map where each rare is, it is super easy. Like, you spend, like, all I did was I flew around to every part that I needed, every rare that I needed on the map, like at least once a day. Maybe usually after I did my dailies, I would just fly around in Northrend and Outlands, just seeing if anything spawned. And if they spawned, whatever, come back tomorrow. But most of the time, there was at least one. I know, like, the first day I did it, like, there was, I think, 12 Outland rares that I killed. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, just fly around places, and then eventually you'll get them all. Like, just fly around. You don't have to camp anything. Just fly around. They will spawn eventually. That's exactly how I got it. And I know the hardest one, or I guess the longest one, was the Outlands one, because there's one in Terracar Forest that just wouldn't spawn for me, and I was like, oh my god, spawn. And I finally did, and I got it, and it was revitalizing. Let's see, PvP, 50,000 auto kills. More than half of those were all completed in Burning Crusade. Maybe not. Let's see. That's 10,000. Maybe not. Okay. Anyway, for the Horde. Awesome achievement. It's sad that no one does this anymore. It's one of those achievements that if you didn't get it when it first came out, you're probably, or I guess in the first few months that it was out, you probably didn't experience it amazingly. Sometimes you hear about those cool groups where like they have like 16,000 people, and it's awesome. But I mean, when I did it, like, this was a new achievement. A lot of people were going for it, and I did it when it was still pretty. Not a lot of people on my server had it. Every time I went to a battleground, it was like rare to see it. So I love that mount, the Black Warbear. I love it. So I did this when I was Alliance. So I transferred over to Horde. So I did it a lot sooner than the first of. When I did it a lot sooner than 2011. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Because when you transfer, because I went from Alliance to Horde, so it transferred to whatever day that you transferred.